And good afternoon again, Master Frank Galindo. Yeah, forgot my name there for a second. Again, from Concho Valley Martial Arts Center, working on the last section or both of our pattern histories, pattern diagrams, or pattern histories. And we're going to continue with our red stripe. This is our third gup, moving up to second gup, moving up to red belt. The stripe on the belt is always the color of the next belt. So if you have a green stripe on your belt, you know that the next belt color will be green, and so on. So the next one we start with is Toi-Gye, spelled Toigye. Now these spellings are somewhat phonetical, so whoever decided to spell them this way, they spelled them as closely as they could to the pronunciation. So it's Toi-Gye. Pattern diagram for Toi-Gye is a plus over minus. There's 37 movements in this pattern. 37 movements is named after the philosopher and scholar, philosopher and scholar YiGye, YiGye. He lived from 1501 to 1570. He was an authority on Neo-Confucianism. And the 37 movements represent his the 37th latitude, 37th parallel. That's where he was actually born. I was on the 37th parallel, and I'm sure General Che came up with these numbers for certain. Whatever he came up with, they have some relevance to the pattern diagram or the historical figure. Okay, so again, Mr. Gui, Toi-Gye, Mr. Yi Huang, the name actually refers to means returning stream, returning stream. So that's what his name means. It's like, I guess, like the American Indians, Chief Running Deer or whatever, but they have. 37 movements, pattern diagram, plus over minus. There is no V at the base on this one. It is the Chinese symbol for scholar. Okay, and that's pretty much to be what we know about this pattern. Again, Toi-Gye and YiGye, if I'm not mistaken, did work together and were contemporaries during that time of their upcoming. Okay, and we'll move on up to the next pattern. This is the red belt pattern, which is second gup, going on up to first gup, second grade, red belt, going up to first gup, going up to black stripe. Pattern Wadang, HWARANG, Wadang. Some people hyphenate that, some people do not. The reference book that I'm using does not hyphenate this. It doesn't really matter. Wadang consists of 29 movements. And, of course, we do this pattern from red belt going on up to black stripe. It's named after the Wadang youth group. The Wadang youth group. The Wadang were actually the original flower child, the original flower children. It's not like in the 1960s. They were actually warriors. They were quite young, actually. Princes. They had position in their culture and their society. And some of these guys were, teenage boys, but they still commanded and trained and oversaw soldiers. Many of these had, tens of thousands of soldiers under them, and they were known as the fiercest warriors on the earth at the time. So they originated in the Silla dynasty, again, in the southeasternmost part of Korea, Baekje. And I think I might have mentioned that Baekje was between Goguryeo and Silla. It's actually off to the left of Silla dynasty. But the 29 movements, again, refer to the 29th Infantry Division, where Taekwondo came to take place, came to develop as a martial art. General Che was, of course, commanding the 29th Infantry Division, and he used those soldiers to put this stuff together, put these patterns together, and so on and so forth. So Wadang 29 movements, named after the Hwarang youth group, which originated in the Silla dynasty. The Hwarang youth group originated in the Silla dynasty, and they were, again, fierce warriors, the Hwarang warriors. The Hwarang had what they call the Sesok-Ogye. Sesok-Ogye is called the warrior code, the code of the Hwarang. And that code is as follows: be loyal to your king, okay, be obedient to your parents, okay, pretty basic stuff. Trust your friends, okay, be faithful to your friends, never retreat in battle, and make a just kill. Don't kill for the sake of killing, but only for self-defense, or to, again, defending yourself, your family, your honor, when you know that if there's something involved that is taken care of, well, you have to take care of these types of encroachments, okay? So this is a warrior code for the Hwarang youth group. All right, so again, 29 movements named after the Hwarang youth group, which originated in the Silla dynasty 1,350 years ago, maybe more like 1,400 years ago now. The 29 movements referring to the 29th Infantry Division, where Taekwondo came to develop. Okay, the last pattern that we have of the color belt patterns is Choong-Moo. Choong-Moo, this is the pattern right before the black belt, the highly coveted black belt, where most people think, oh, I got my black belt, I have finished. Little do we know at that point that we have not finished, but we have just begun to learn about our martial art, in this case, Taekwondo. Choong-Moo has 30 movements, 30 movements. So we started, again, going back to Choong-Gye, 19 movements, 21 movements following, 24 at Dosan, 28 at Wonyo, 38 at Yulguk, 32 movements at Jungun, 37 movements at Toi-Gye. Hwarang is 29 movements, and Choong-Moo, 30 movements. 30 movements. It is named after the Admiral Yi Sun Sin, and Admiral Yi lived from 1545 to 1598. It was basically an honorary title. Choong-Moo is an honorary title for the admiral. And Admiral Yi was reputed to be the inventor of the first armored battleship. The battleship is called Kobukson, Kobukson. It's called a turtle ship. If you've ever seen a diagram of these ships, they from above they look like turtles. Okay, the Kobukson, and it's also said to be the precursor to the present-day submarine, because part of that ship was actually underwater. So the soldiers that were inside rowing the ship actually had their feet in the water. The water came in through the way the boat was built. Okay, but it was a very formidable ship, and with a smaller fleet, Admiral Yi was able to outmaneuver, outperform, and outdo the bigger, stronger Japanese vessels that would invade Korea. And this pattern ends in a left-hand attack. It's the first pattern that ends with a left-hand strike, and this is to show Admiral Yi's regrettable death, that he died too soon before he was able to show his full potential, because he was so loyal to his king, and so he was not given a chance to show how his full potential. So what he did was basically whatever the king said he would do. And if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves right, he was imprisoned for, let me see if I can find this here. Okay. All right, hold on. All right, well, I can't find it. I should have had this already highlighted. Okay, but I want to say that he, for some reason or another, was actually imprisoned, and the Japanese were overrunning the Korean naval forces, and Admiral Yi was actually taken out of prison and reinstated so that he could come back and serve as admiral for the Navy. And let me see if I can I'm still kind of looking for this. Yep. All right. Well, no, I cannot find it. But anyway, I want to say that is actually what happened in the Korean naval efforts. Okay, so we're going to stop there anyway. We'll double check on the history for Admiral Yi Sun-sen, Choong-Moo, and hope that this has helped you guys get through your pattern histories. I asked this during test time every time, and our histories, knowing our histories, need to work on that just a little bit. Appreciate y'all watching our video. Thanks for being part of Concho Valley Martial Arts Center. Looking for all this madness again to die down, and so we can be back into training, be back to some form of normalcy. Thanks for being part of our group. Please reach out, say hello, let us know on band how you're doing, even just a wave. All right, y'all have a great day. Annyeonghaseyo, and take one. Talk to you soon.